نرحل لن نرحل لن نرحل.
We will not leave. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas repeated that sentence in Arabic 3 times at the Cairo Summit for Peace, as leaders from across the world who were attending the meeting listened. He was referring to the commitment of Palestinians not to be forced out of their land. The diplomatic tone of most Arab leaders is fading as the humanitarian crisis in Gaza worsens. Their evident frustration with the international community played out on Saturday.
We express our astonishment that the world will just watch a catastrophic humanitarian crisis that 2.5 million Palestinian humans are going through in Gaza. They are enforced in a collective punishment, besieged and hungered with violent pressure to forcibly migrate them.
The Palestinian crisis would not have reached this level of devastation if international resolutions were respected, or if international organizations had assumed their responsibilities and listened to the people who only want their legitimate rights for self-determination, independence and sovereignty.
Jordan's King Abdullah II warned about how the Arab world would interpret the apparent global indifference to the continuous bombardment of civilians in Gaza.
It's been 2 weeks since Israel put in place the complete siege of the Gaza Strip. And still, for the most part, global silence. Yet the message the Arab world is hearing is loud and clear. Palestinians' lives matter less than Israeli ones. The application of international law is optional, and human rights have boundaries. They stop at borders, they stop at races, and they stop at religions. That is a very, very dangerous message.
36 countries took part in the Cairo Summit for Peace. Egypt laid out a recommended plan for leaders to discuss. Cairo wants humanitarian aid to access Gaza. It's also pushing for ceasefire talks and wants to extend that to mediation for peace negotiations aimed at reaching an agreement to establish an independent Palestinian state.
As South Africans, we can relate to what is happening to Palestinians. Our people waged a brave and courageous struggle to achieve their freedom and were subjected to untold suffering, just like the Palestinians are going through. But we had courageous leaders who were able to set aside their differences and sued for peace and were able to bring the abhorrible system of apartheid to an end.
Egypt understands that the Cairo Peace Summit will not produce an executive plan to end hostilities or ensure that aid will reach Gaza. It, however, wants the international community to assume some responsibilities and help in this conflict in a way that hopefully could set peace talks back on track in a pledge to put an end to the Palestinian crisis.